Periscope. What's going on? It's Roger Green Jr. Hope everybody's doing well. It's been a minute since I've actually scoped. Just thought I'd scope on this Friday. Hope everybody's doing good. Thank you for joining in. As you're joining in, if you could please share with your followers, we greatly appreciate it. It's been a minute. I don't even know if I have a Periscope following anymore. It's been so long. But I want to talk today about not allowing hindrances or hesitation to be a hindrance to you. What's going on, 17 Grace? Glad to have you on. We'll talk a little bit about hindrances, keeping you from, kind of reaching your goals. Talk about hesitation. Sometimes I've learned that, sometimes hesitation can be such a big hindrance because sometimes we know what we want to do. We know where we want to go. We know the goals that we've already set before us. Some of us are very ambitious and have some very lofty goals, some very high expectations for ourselves. But sometimes for what, some reason or form, we hesitate. And that hesitation can come from not feeling like you live up to everybody else's expectations. That hesitation can come from feeling like you're not equipped to do what you are called to do. That hesitation may be from the opinions of people. You really don't want to go through it. And what I found sometimes with a lot of creative people when they are embarking on a venture, sometimes it can be a chore. It can be exhausting just even thinking about the possibility of launching out by faith. But I want to tell you that your hesitation sometimes can be your hindrance. Sometimes we waste so much time hesitating instead of just jumping out and doing it. Now, don't get me wrong, we have to do our homework. We have to make calculated risk. We can't throw caution to the wind. But I do believe that there are times that hesitation hinders us from greatness. Just that slight hesitation, that slight apprehension, that slight just saying to yourself, I don't know if I should do this. When you know that you've been called to do it, when you know that you've been gifted to do it, when you know that you have the expertise to do it, that hinders us. That hesitation can hinder you. So I just wanted to encourage somebody on the day, don't hesitate. Lunge out, do what you need to do. There's people that are waiting to be blessed and impacted by what God has placed in you, whether it's musically, whether it's artistically, whether it's intellectually, whether it's theologically, whatever God has given you to do, do it. Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. Don't allow the enemy to hinder you. Now, excuse me, my nose is a little itchy. It's this pollen and stuff in the air. So hope everybody's doing well. Hope you have a great Friday. I want you to be motivated and inspired to do whatever you're called to do. Don't hesitate. Don't waste any more time. Seize the moment. Seize the day. Stand up. Do what you got to do. Be motivated. Be passionate. There's a whole world out there that's waiting to have what God has put in you. And sometimes we discount or we discredit ourselves and we feel like, maybe I'm not enough. Maybe what I have is not enough. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Glad to see you. Sometimes we feel like what we have is not enough, but listen, what you have is just enough. God will give you, understand this. One thing I learned a long time ago is God never gives gifts without assignments. God never gives gifts without assignments. So what that means is if he's gifted you, there's a purpose and there's an assignment that God has attached to your gift. He doesn't just give us gifts just to sit there and do nothing. Just chill and relax. He gives us gifts for an assignment. So whatever your gift is, your quest today has to be, God, what do you want me to do with this gift? What's the assignment? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Gifts with assignments, right? So when you have a gift, ask God. Some of my followers are doing. I'm excited about the ventures that you guys are doing. One venture, check out one of my brothers, it's actually two of my brothers and one of my sisters, Nathan Melix and and Nicole White, Michael Durant. They just released a project called Let's Go In. Y'all go Google that, search that on iTunes, search that on Google Play. Support them. It's great music. That's them using their gift and being committed to that assignment. So again, listen, if God is giving you purpose, if God is giving you vision, if God is giving you the wherewithal to do some stuff, don't allow hesitation to hinder you. Don't allow hesitation to keep you from what God has called you to do. Do it. Lunge out into the deep. Throw caution to the wind. Decide to go forth and do what God has called you to do. Because I told you, when God gives a gift, he gives an assignment. He's giving you purpose. Romans 8:28 says this: all things, for we know all things work together for the good of them that love the Lord and who are the called according to his purpose. And a lot of times we use that scripture out of context to make it seem as though we can do anything, that everything works together for the good of them that love the Lord. And that's true only when you're doing the will of God. If you read that scripture, you'll understand, taking it in proper context, that only applies to you when you're doing the will of God. So the only way to find my purpose is to get within God's purpose. And so I challenge you today, find out what God's purpose is, and in finding out what God's purpose is, you'll find out what your purpose is. All right. And as it says in Romans 8:29, it says, whom he did foreknow, he did call, he predestinated to be conformed into the image of his son. So we have to constantly conform into the image of his son. I tell people all the time, there's no such thing as sitting on the fence and doing nothing. You have to do something. Even when you don't do anything, you're doing something. You're choosing to do something. He said, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So conforming and transforming are both actions. They're both doing things. Conforming is like the chameleon. The chameleon doesn't really change, but it conforms to its environment. It looks like its environment, even though it hadn't really changed. But when you transform, that word transform in the Greek comes from the word metamorpho, which means to like metamorphosis. Hey, what's going on? Glad to see you, Miss Hairston. That word transform comes from the word metamorpho, which we get the word metamorphosis, and we're more affectionately familiar with that term when we look at the butterfly. And that butterfly has a process of transformation over time. It goes through the pupal, the larva stage, and all of those different various stages of life. And as it grows, some stages of that transformation are not beautiful. During certain stages, that caterpillar is slimy. It's furry. It doesn't look great. But during that process, in the fullness of time, when it gets to the end, what's going on, Apostle Tyree? When it gets to the end, it becomes this great big butterfly. So either way, you got to conform or transform. So do something today. Be passionate. Pursue your purpose with passion on today. So I hope this blessed someone's heart. Don't hesitate. Your hesitation can become a hindrance to you, and it can become a stumbling block. And what I found is sometimes we become bigger stumbling blocks than others are to us. Sometimes the only roadblock, the only thing holding you back from achieving your greatness and seeing the manifestation of your destiny is yourself, is your hesitation, is your apprehension, is you sitting back saying, I don't know if I should do this. What will people say? Maybe people won't like my product. Maybe people won't like my service. Maybe people don't think that I'm credible enough. Maybe people won't think that I'm smart enough. Right. You're your biggest obstacle. So step out of your way. Don't hesitate. God has equipped you. He's given you power. He's given you the wherewithal. He's given you authority. He's with you, standing right there with you to guide you and lead you in all truth. So go forth, do your thing on this Friday. Be motivated, be inspired. Don't let your hesitation be your hindrance. God bless you.